Hey, so why should you connect with your higher self? What can the higher self do for you? So, we all, no matter if you are spiritual, if you are religious, if you don't believe in any of this at all, which you're here, so you do, but let's say someone doesn't. Let's say someone believes that this is it. Everything we see, feel, touch, this is it, and when we're gone, okay? They still have a higher self. We all have a higher self. Everyone has a higher self. It's our spirit. It's the most authentic, loving part of who we are. We are essentially a cell in a large body. That body is Earth. We are a cell. We are a piece of Source. Our soul, our higher self, comes directly from Source energy. It is pure love. It's the most, you can't put it to words. The higher self is the most loving, most authentic, most supportive aspect of you that there is. And when you tap in to the higher self, when you just invite your higher self to be with you throughout each day, you're allowing yourself to be guided. You're saying to yourself, put me where I need to be, with who I need to be with. Put me in the best situations for me possible. Help me to learn my lessons. Help me with what I came here to do. Simply by asking your higher self to join you. Because the higher self wants to put you on the path that you're supposed to be on. Your higher self wants to put you on the path of least resistance. It really does. And when you allow yourself to be guided by your higher self and tune into your higher self, you start to shift. You start to see people differently. You start to see them from a soul level, and it becomes much easier to forgive. You start to see people are doing their best. They really are doing their best with the knowledge that they have in the moment. And so, again, it's easier to release. It's easier not to judge. It's easier to support them and help them. Give them a helping hand up instead of kicking them while they're down. It's easier to distance yourself from people that are not serving you. So people that have been in relationships, karmic relationships, that are no longer supportive of them, they're finding it so hard to break the cycle. Allowing your higher self to step forward and guide you and work with you and talk to you throughout the day, this is going to give you the confidence. It's going to give you the self-worth. It's going to give you the determination to make the decisions that you need to make that are supportive of you. Whether it's in a relationship, a job, or simply to go exercise when you really don't want to. The higher self will bring in the abundance for you. The higher self will get you that job, get you that promotion, connect you with someone wonderful out of nowhere. And it seems like magic. And in a sense it is. It's magical. But really what it is it's your higher self saying, yes, finally, I've been waiting for this. I'm so excited to participate in life with you, and I'm going to guide you right now. I'm going to take my hand. We're going this way. You've been going the wrong way. You've been moving in the wrong direction, girl. It's time to go this way, and I'm here, and I'm happy that you called on me. When I started connecting with my higher self, I healed so many different levels of myself that I didn't even know existed. I started to have more energy, because when you connect with your higher self, you get more energy. And it's not a caffeinated buzz or, that kind of adrenaline rush that you get after a good workout. It's a natural, sustainable, good energy where you feel awake and you're excited and you're looking at the plants and you're remembering that they're green and you're remembering that they're living and you're remembering that each living thing is so beautiful and comes with its own set of abundance and wealth and prosperity, even the tree in the background. Because you, on a soul level, start to see everything from a soul level. And from this level, everything is so beautiful. You start to ease into life. You start to flow with it. And even when things are tough, you know it's going to be okay. When you're connected with your higher self, it's fully okay to do a trust fall into the universe. Because you know that no matter what, the universe has your back. And you know that no matter what, you're being guided because your higher self is right along with you. Now understand this. Our higher self is never gone. But the more that we push it away, the quieter and quieter and quieter it gets. So if we're allowing our ego to step forward, and we're allowing our ego to hold us in fear and hold us in place and tell us that, to make any change, it would not be comfortable, it would not be safe, then the higher self has no choice to kind of take a back seat. But when you start to approve of who you are, you start to show up authentically, or at least make the attempt to really allow yourself to be who you are and to stop worrying about the judgment from other people, it actually gets easier. So that might sound a little confusing, but what I mean by this is when you start to look in the mirror and say, I love you, I approve of you, you have a light that can shine, I am amazing. Even if you don't believe that, saying those little things are telling your ego to step back, and it's allowing your higher self to step forward. So the more that you're saying these things and conditioning yourself into believing them, the more the higher self is going to step forward and keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you in the right direction. Your higher self loves you, and it wants to guide you, and it wants to be the one that is way bigger than the ego. Now, can we get rid of the ego? No. It's an aspect of who we are too, and it does try its best to support us. But we want to make sure that we have such a strong relationship with our higher self that when our ego starts to step in, our higher self says, and guides us to tell our ego to step back. And this is what happens, you guys. It's until you experience, it sounds crazy, but I promise you that once you start cultivating this relationship with your higher self, things just start to work out for you. It happened to me. My entire life has changed by allowing myself to be who I am. Do I still have my moments? Yes, everyone does. Do I shout in the grocery store and from the rooftops that I am a practicing psychic medium? No. But I do tell people who I am and what I do. I do tell people that I am a mindset coach, and I'm not ashamed of that. I do tell people that I help people connect with spirit, and I help people that are grieving, and I help people to find closure, and I help people to heal their lives. And I'm not ashamed of that. It used to be so scary for me to be vulnerable and open like that. But when you have this relationship with your higher self, you know that the more you show up authentically, the more you are going to be supported by the universe. So just allow yourself to, if you feel like you're this weird person, and in a good way, and you're funny and you're vibrant, but you dim your light, you hold yourself down, you hold yourself back, because you don't want people to think you're actually weird. You don't want people to judge you. Think about this for a second. They're doing the same thing. Anybody who judges another is doing the same thing, because we are all reflections. When someone upsets you, it's triggering something inside of you that's saying, hey, this is something I need to work on. We're all reflections of each other. So when someone is telling you, oh no, you need to sit down, you need to tone it down a little bit, don't. If you feel like you're extra, be extra, okay? The more you show up authentically, the more your higher self is going to show up for you and support you and guide you. So I invite you to, over the next 2 weeks, if you could dedicate 2 weeks, 21 days, let's do 21 days. If you could dedicate yourself to 21 days of looking in the mirror and saying some affirmations that completely support you, and inviting your higher self to be with you each and every single day, I guarantee you're going to start to see some little shifts in your life. And these shifts are miracles, mini miracles, or maybe even big miracles. Invite your higher self in. Look at yourself. Cultivate a relationship with yourself. Tell your ego to step back. Invite your higher self forward. Cultivate this relationship and watch how your life changes.